Hi everybody, it's Taylor White with Legacy Homes. I am coming at you with your market update for June-July timeframe. So what have we seen in the last month, right? Interest rates have gone up, no surprise. If you haven't seen that, I don't know what rock you're living under, but rates have gone up. People are going a little awry about it, a little stressed about this recession that we are currently in. So just a little comparison, January rates were about 3.22% when we just kicked off the first week of January. That payment per month with principal and interest was about $1,300 a month, right? And this is for a 30-year fixed mortgage. As of, June 24th, rates are at 5.625%. So what that means is the principal and interest has gone up to about $1,700 a month. That's about a $400 a month difference just in 6 months. So you can imagine if you were a buyer thinking about purchasing in this market to know that your budget has increased or it has had to increase on a monthly basis by $400 and your buying power now is down because for about every 1% a rate goes up, you lose about 10% of your buying power. So for example, if you were pre-approved for $300,000 in January and today you would probably only be pre-approved for about $240,000. Again, every scenario is so different, and disclaimer, obviously I'm not a lender. These are just rough numbers of what we're seeing to kind of give you guys an idea on, again, rough numbers. Everyone's situation is totally different though, and there are still really good mortgage programs out there such as ARMs that still have pretty low rates and things along those lines. So what does this mean for the market? Right? Buyers are starting to back off a little bit. We're starting to see things sit on the market a little bit longer. We're definitely seeing, as far as what I'm seeing in the pulse I'm keeping, I'm seeing a lot of stuff come back on the market. I'm seeing buyers say, okay, I'm paying $300,000 and now I'm paying a 6% interest rate. There's a lot of work that needs to be done in this house. That $400 a month a year ago or even 6 months ago, I could have afforded to put into the house to take care of X, Y, and Z that need work. So we're seeing people kind of take those things into consideration, and I think it's a really big piece to think about if you're thinking about purchasing or selling right now. And as far as seller goes, you're still seeing a lot of sellers wanting to be in the market. And I'm sorry, my phone's ringing. You're still wanting to see a lot of sellers be in the market and capture that high price. And I do think that you still have a little bit of time. You missed the bandwagon a year ago of people paying $100,000 over asking price. I haven't seen that in the last month or so. So with all of this being said, it's still a really good time to sell. If you're thinking about trying to capture this market and get the highest return on your investment or cash out, so to speak, and take that equity and go move cross country or whatever it may be, it might still be a good time. Reach out to us and we are happy to get you on the schedule for a market analysis so that you can understand how you could be positioned in this market. And then as far as buyers, the same thing goes. It's really important to take account right now of what is happening in the market and really evaluating, are you thinking of being in this property long term? Is this something that you're looking to flip? And we can talk more about statistics with you. I have a really awesome slide that we just reviewed yesterday with Adam Hergenrother, and he gave us some great insight on what's happening as far as inflation goes, and really that the feds are trying to stop the housing market, because the housing market really drives inflation. It drives a lot of our economic factors. So they are really trying to stop that for a period of time to kind of cool down. So I do believe that interest rates are only going to continue to climb, and we're going to probably see a short period of time with really high rates. But I think this is going to be a little bit of a lasting effect where we're going to see the market cool down, is what I'm calling it. And it's going to kind of go back to hopefully what it was before, where you could still negotiate and maybe you're paying asking price or you're negotiating a little bit, but you're not overpaying and kind of waiving everything. So that's your glimpse into what's happened the last month. Keep your eyes peeled for what's happening. There's so many things going on. Vermont is still a very, very desirable place with all of the recent, current events that are happening and just what all is happening in the world right now. We're still seeing Vermont be a place that people want to be. They want to be here so much. So I don't think that this is going to help with our inventory, I should say. The rise in rates and the cooling down. I think homes are still going to sell here and people are still going to be moving here. So if you're a buyer and you're thinking about waiting until there's more inventory, I urge you to really evaluate that with a professional now to be able to understand, how viable is that really? Because the inventory, I don't think, is going to get any better unless we put up 1 million houses in the state of Vermont, which we know probably isn't going to happen with Act 250 permits, development rates, and so on and so forth. People want to keep Vermont very quaint and small, and that's fine, but we do pay for that sacrifice with having a shortage in our inventory. So it's something to think about if you've been on the fence of buying the last couple of years. You're like, oh, I'm going to wait for rates to go down, prices to go down, and inventory. I'm telling you right now, not all three are probably going to happen. Obviously, anything could happen, but probably not in my opinion. So would love to chat with anyone who is interested in knowing about the selling or buying process in the market right now. Right now is the time more than ever to be using a professional because the market is changing daily, and it's very difficult if you're not in this full time and you're not seeing this all day, every day, to be able to understand what's happening and how it affects you. So I hope you guys find this helpful. Share it with someone if you think someone might find it helpful as well. And as always, look forward to seeing you guys out there, and we'll see you next month.